Hi guys, sorry for the delay for chapter 8. We've been busy today setting up our new Google Classroom, so if you have not signed up, please make sure that you do that. And now I will read for you chapter 8. After lunch, which was more red food, tomato sandwiches, and tomato soup with beet chips, yuck, it was time for the last lesson of the day, grooming. Grooming is very important, said Countess Darkfang as she walked around the classroom handing out little silver hand mirrors, spiky hand brushes, and pots of gloopy hair gel. Vampires must look their best. Shiny, neat hair is extremely important. It's the rule. She patted her own perfect hair proudly. There was so much gel in it that it made a tap-tap sound when she touched it. All the other vampires began to comb their already neat and shiny hair, smiling as they did. I picked up the hairbrush. This was not going to be easy. My hair is quite wild. I put the hairbrush to my head. A minute later, it was stuck. Countess Darkfang, I called. The hairbrush is stuck in my hair. Countess Darkfang came hurrying over, tutting loudly. She gave the hairbrush a little pull, but it didn't budge. Your hair is just too tangled, she complained. She yanked a little harder. Ouch, I said, and then a bit harder. Ouch, I yelled. At last the hairbrush came out, and so did a big clump of my hair. Let's try the gel instead, said Countess Darkfang. She scooped a large handful from the pot and began to smooth it over my head. This'll do it, she said, but the gel did not do it. My hair would just not stay down. I peered into the hand mirror and watched as Countess Darkfang tried to flatten it. Every time she tried to smooth a piece of hair into place, it would ping right back up again. Ping, ping, ping. Countess Darkfang frowned. Isadora, your hair is wild. I smiled sleepily. I don't mind my hair being wild. In fact, I like it. I closed my eyes as Countess Darkfang continued to cover my head with handfuls of the gloopy gel. It felt quite soothing, and I was so sleepy. I will tame it, I heard her say as I drifted off. I will. This is not satisfactory. And then, before I knew it, I was fast asleep. I'm going to continue with chapter 9 today because that was short. Dad was not very impressed when he came to pick me up at the end of the night. You're not supposed to fall asleep at vampire school, Isadora, he said. I know, I said sadly. I think maybe I'm not a vampire at all. Dad looked disappointed. I expect you'll feel differently after you've slept a bit, he said hopefully. Let's go home. So we flew home together and I went straight to bed like Dad does every morning. I slept through the whole morning and didn't wake up until 3 o'clock. It felt very strange. When I got up, Mom was waiting for me in the kitchen. She had made me a sandwich. I could tell she had used magic to make it because every time I bit into it, the flavor changed. First it was ham, then peanut butter, then cucumber, then yuck, tomatoes, I yelled. Mom's shortcuts don't always pay off. Oh dear, she said. Sorry, I still haven't got that spell quite right. Let's try again. It's okay, I said. I'm not hungry anymore. So how was vampire school, Mom asked. Did you like it better than fairy school? I'm not, I said. I still don't know if I am more fairy or vampire. Oh, said Mom, I see. I took a handful of cereal and wandered into the garden with Pink Rabbit. Through the fence, we could see the human children walking home along the pavement. Some of them were scruffy, and some of them were neat. Some of them were loud, and some of them were quiet. Some of them were tall, and some of them were short. Some of them were big, and some of them were small. And some of them were just in between. And the thing was, none of them seemed to mind. I suddenly remembered what Dad had told me about the stars in the sky, how every one of them is different, but how they are all just as beautiful. And I thought, maybe it doesn't matter if I am a little different. Different can be beautiful too. I pressed my face closer to the fence, and one of the children saw me. He had blonde hair and lots of freckles and a big smile. He said, Hey you, what's your name? I didn't say anything because I suddenly felt very shy. But the boy didn't leave. He came over to where I was and gazed up at my house. Cool house, he said. Then he spotted my wings. Cool wings, he said. Can you really fly with them? I nodded and fluttered a few inches off the ground. Awesome, shouted the boy. The other children were coming over now. Wow, they said, we've always wanted to talk to you. Really? I said, shocked. Oh, yes, said the boy. We walk past your house every day on our way to school. We've seen you up in that tower window. And we've seen a fairy here, said a little girl with pigtails who was busy munching on a peanut butter sandwich. A fairy with pink hair. Me and my friends were always trying to peek in to see her. Oh, that's just my mom, I said. Some of us have seen a vampire, the boy shuddered. A really scary vampire with a black cape and pointy teeth. Some kids in our class are too scared to walk past your house, you know. He puffed out his chest. Not me, I laughed. That's just my dad, I said. He's not scary at all. So there really are fairies and vampires living here, the children asked. Really? Yes, I said. Really? And there's also a vampire fairy living here. Me. A vampire fairy, said the children. That's even better. I wish I was a vampire fairy, said a girl with pink plastic clips in her curly hair. Suddenly, I felt very proud to be me. My name is Isadora, I told the children. That's a nice name, said the curly-haired girl. My name is Zoe, and that's Sashi, she pointed to the girl with pigtails. And I am Bruno, said the boy. So what school do you go to? Is it a special school for vampire fairies? Well, I began, But just then I heard a sound from the house. Isadora! It was Mom calling me inside. I have to go, I said to the children, but it was really nice to meet you. Maybe we could talk through the fence again one day. I could bring us peanut butter sandwiches. Oh, yes, said the children. Please come back. We can have a picnic. And bring your pink rabbit again, too. He's so funny. Peanut butter sandwiches are my favorite, said Sashi. Mine, too, I said. I like them with apple juice. That sounds tasty, said Bruno. Isadora, what are you doing? Called Mom again. I really have to go, I said. I said goodbye to the children and ran back to the house with Pink Rabbit bouncing joyfully along behind me. My run turned into a skip and then a skippity hop. I couldn't help it. I suddenly felt so happy. That's the end of chapter 9. I want you to be thinking about how this story is going to end. I'm going to finish it tomorrow. And where do you think Isadora is going to wind up going to school? Have a nice night, guys.